came to Costa Rica because I have never done, aside from being here this week, any work in the field. And I've done work in labs. I've been there with the fabulous microscopes, and I love microscopy and everything, but I haven't actually gotten to take things from outside and bring them into the lab. And it was just so much fun. And being here and seeing it happen from beginning to end is fabulous.
I don't know if we're going to survive here in the jungle.
The reason why I came down to Costa Rica is not only to serve as Clara's right-hand man in her pursuits, but also I have a personal love for Latin America, and coming down here was also a way to give me my hands-on experience for all these skills I've learned through the Merritt Microscopy program. So coming here with these wonderful fluorescent and dissecting scopes, we not only have been out in the field, collect specimens, and supported the research that's done here at Tirimbina, but also we've been able to collect our own samples for our own species identification and to build up our own collection.
Being here at Tirimbina is definitely raising our awareness as far as the importance of conservation. And our guides, our field guides that have been leading us through the rainforest, and not just guiding us but teaching us. To me it's been amazing to watch and to witness their knowledge.
Una planta de 10 centímetros de alto.
2 años español.
A veces muchos estudiantes que vienen un poco difícil con algunos idiomas, pero de alguna manera uno trabaja con ellos y creo que ellos se sienten bien y uno también se siente bien porque aprende un poco más cada día.
Okay. He says he really likes working with the students, and the language is interesting. He likes learning different languages, and he learns a bit each day. He's very fun to talk to. We've become friends. He has Skype and Facebook and all this stuff. It's really fun. And I enjoy speaking Spanish and having fun in the field.
Sí. Cola blanca, sendero ceiba, sendero trae, sendero.
For identification purposes, if we were able to image and to record any morphological characteristics of the species that we collect, that's just as good as just having the live image itself. And so we don't take the specimen itself and have to worry about any customs problems or violating any of the country's own regulations. But we can take digital data, and that itself is golden in terms of scientific data.
So this morning I'm using a dissecting scope, and I'm using this scope in order to examine this insect here that we found in the rainforest. And this is one of 2 dissecting scopes that we carried down here to Costa Rica with us to do just that. Right now I have his legs in focus. You can see those fine hairs, and I'll acquire this image. And then I'll make sure to record all of the specifications that I use in order to acquire this image. So the exposure time and so forth, the saturation as far as the color, so that if at any time I want to come back and use these same specifications and look at exactly what I had before in the same exact way, I'll have it all recorded in my image log. So now I'm using a fluorescence scope, and this is one of 3 fluorescence scopes that we've brought down here to Costa Rica. There's not much fluorescence microscopy that's coming out of the rainforest, so we feel very privileged to be able to carry these scopes down here and use this type of microscopy in order to examine the specimen. Because when you use certain wavelengths of light, certain colors of light, and you shine that on a specimen, sometimes you can get, especially in plant material, you'll get autofluorescence, where that plant material will naturally fluoresce a certain color back to you. And that helps you really see the features.
Aquí cocinando plátanos. ¿Plátanos? Sí, plátanos. Tenemos las piñas.
You will be able to practice your Spanish, and whether you have already some basic Spanish or not, many of the students are really learning Spanish here, and you will make a lot of friends.
Blanca y la cabeza marrón.
So what I think potential participants would get out of the program and the trip is really a sense of transformation. They come in as someone maybe new to science or someone who's new to field biology and really come out a different person. That's very much the fact for me, coming as someone who's from the business end and not any scientist by any means. Essentially the person who ran away from all science classes as a young person and even as an adult. And then when I wanted to have that connection to science, this was probably one of the easiest routes to get there and to make you hunger for more science.
I think you will get inspired by nature at its best, in the forest, in the jungle. You will get inspired by the great people of Latin America. If you have never traveled abroad, this is a great opportunity to travel to Latin America and see how great it is.
Coming here, I could never do this on my own. If it weren't for Merritt and it weren't for the microscopy program, I'd never had a link to it, and I'd not have enough funding for it. Funding really, really helps. I know all of us doing community college is very hard to get funding. So just Merritt College, thank you so much for this. I'm so grateful. It's changed the way I want to do science. Siempre he querido hablar en un país hispanohablante. En Costa Rica lo puedo hacer todos los días y todo el día. Encontrar muchos amigos y muchas amigas con quien hablar, y por hablar con más guías y hacer la ciencia en español y todo. Siempre he querido hacerlo y aquí estoy lo haciendo.
For Alta TV, programs that matter.